It's the blackout.
What's up, everybody? On today's episode of the Hashtag Blackout Podcast, we ask you, did you order an Xbox Series S or a PS5 and thought you were going to get it anywhere near the date that it was going to come out? Better think again. All that and more on today's episode of the Hashtag Blackout Podcast. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 161 of the Hashtag Blackout Podcast. 161. I don't know if that's right, but I'm Jared.
What up, people? I'm Jay.
And we're back.
And that's my dog.
Finally at it again, and that's Jay's dog. And you'll probably hear my son in the background raging at a video game. Yeah, so how's it going, cuz?
Good, man. It's been the same old the past few weeks since we last recorded. Absolutely nothing new on my end. Just dealing with these kids. They're pretty much 2 months into school right now, so dealing with that. That's about it. Had to go into my office finally. I hadn't been there since what's going on out there? I hadn't been out there since March sometime. Okay. So we had to clean up. I had to go clean up my cubicle, I guess they're going to start doing reconstruction on the building. And then of course we get like an email sometime a couple of days after that saying, hey, our company just got bought by another company and we're doing this. I don't know if it's it's not really like a merger. It's just like we're under new management or ownership or some kind of thing. Oh wow, that's crazy. Yeah. So I'm like, and my boss emails everybody and is like, I don't know what that means for all of us, but just go ahead and it's business as usual. So I'm like, okay, cool me. I mean, a lot of times you hear about this stuff, sometimes they'll be downsizing and things like that, but I don't think it's going to be the case. And even if it is the case, I'm cool, whatever. I might have mentioned before, this pandemic it's kind of sort of been a good thing in the money department. Just for that, because I'm able to save a whole lot more. And, we'll be, not driving, just, daycare costs and a whole bunch of other things. So we'll be good for a while, even if I did happen to lose my job. But of course, I'm, not thinking that way. It is what it is. But yeah, that's pretty much been the somewhat highlights of the past few weeks, if you want to call it that, maybe. I don't know. How about you? How's your quarantine life been these past?
Oh man, it's been it's been interesting. My kids are back in school too, so they're a little over a month, I think, back into school now, and a month and a half, something like that. And yeah, man, so about the same old with that. Actually, we saw a report about the school district, about each school in the school district. And, how many positive cases they've had, as well as current positive and kids in quarantine. And I know where my daughter goes to school, I think there's 0 cases. So they're thankful for that. I think when my son goes to school, I think there's been 4 cases. And I can't remember the amount of students in quarantine. It's maybe a dozen or so. I think that's about right. But, or maybe, a couple dozen. I can't remember off top. But yeah, that's, I guess that's, sort of a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Where we're able to get that information. My wife works, for the schools, for one of the schools. So, that's how we're able to have access to that. So I think that's a good thing. Because, kids of all ages have, and I guess they have all kinds of different parents, who either do or don't care about what's going on with this thing. Speaking of, I was at the grocery store. I was at Walmart earlier, and while I saw this parent clearly wearing a mask, his 2 sons who were, maybe about 12 and 14, give or take, weren't. You know what I'm saying? So it's just people like that, So, but oddly enough, I think every other single person I saw at Walmart, except for one little baby that was walking through there, had a mask on. And I was like, surprise, Walmart. That surprised me. And then, go across the street to Home Depot, and it was 75-25 of people wearing masks compared to people not, or maybe even like, 60-40. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's just sort of a crapshoot, I think, sometimes. But, thankfully my family's been safe from it all so far. And, we hope and pray that everybody else that we know, is the same, and all of our listeners are as well.
Right.
But other than that, just work, just work. And, daily, dealing with the kids, trying to, figure out how to parent, 12-year-old and a 10-year-old, as they get older by the day. So yeah, man.
Yeah. I usually have to check my 10-year-old and my 7-year-old, almost 8, almost every other day. You got to kind of put them in their place. They'll end up crying it out, and then they'll be good for a while. But then you got to put them in check again. So, I mean, that's my remedy on how we kind of sort of deal with it. But every parent is different in their household. So, it's whatever.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And yeah, man, it's sort of the same thing. I think, we've had like different approaches the whole way around. And then the pandemic has sort of changed that approach. And I think it's, heightened our stress level and a lot of other things going on. But for the most part, overall, we have great kids, you know what I'm saying? And we don't expect kids to be perfect, it just is what it is. But, we do expect certain things, rules and whatnot to be followed. So, it's just one of those things it's a constant, it's a constant, rehash, you know what I'm saying, of the rules and everything that happens. And, if you don't follow them, then, consequences happen. So it is what it is, for sure. So,
yes, sir.
Yeah, man. But not viewers, but listeners, how y'all been doing? What's up with y'all? I know we, always get voicemails from Memphis Diva, our Memphis correspondent.
For sure.
But I know we got a couple more voicemails this week. So from somebody else. So first of all, why don't you go ahead, if you don't mind, telling the people where they can leave us a voicemail, and then we can move from there and play them.
All right, people, 385-3 BLAKPC or 385-325 385-325-2572.
72, there you go.
Yeah, that's where you can find it. I had a brain for it. I thought I said all the numbers out loud to my, but I guess not. Anyway, yeah. 353 BLAKPC or 385-325-2572. It's where you could call, leave us a voicemail, let us know what the hell's going on in your life.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. All right, here we go. So first up, I know we got about 6 voicemails today, so we're going to try to blast through them all right quick. First up, Memphis Diva. Here we go.
Okay. Hey, hashtag Blackout Podcast. This your girl, Memphis Diva, 99. I'm in St. Louis. We rode our bike at awesome ride. Memphis, Tennessee, Texas, and St. Louis. So I met these cool ass cats from the Who Dat podcast show. They're on, I think, Spotify, I want to say, Stitcher, I'm not sure. But I told them I would give them a shout out, and I told them about y'all. So y'all got to listen to my bros on SoundCloud, because those are my brothers, and y'all better listen to them. So I will talk to y'all later. I think I'm going to rename my bike. It was Black Sugar, but I think I'm going to name it T'Challa, because I love Black Panther. Okay. But I'm walking down the hallway out of breath, and this mask ain't working. Okay, bye-bye.
Wow. All right. So, yeah, thanks for the shout out, Memphis Diva, on your ride.
For sure. Sorry they can't check out all the episodes on SoundCloud, but if they do happen to hear this, just do a Google search and you'll probably find us somewhere.
Yeah, you'll find them somewhere. This is true. Somewhere, somehow. All right, cool. Here we go. Next up, another from Memphis Diva.
Hashtag Blackout Podcast. It's me, Memphis Diva. I am looking at TV. Have y'all seen Pink Valley? Down in the valley where girls get blah blah blah. Okay, that's really good. Uncle Clifford is funny as hell. Sorry, y'all. Then I watched Ghost season with Tyreek in it. The first episode was pretty good. What else I've been watching? Love After Lockup. Oh, just ratchery. Y'all just ratchery. What else? That's about it, really. Working, rode to St. Louis on a bike. And I'm just sitting here. So let me call my bros, see what's going on with them, what y'all been up to. Whatever y'all look that good on television. That's about it. And I guess I'll call y'all back later.
All right. There you go. I've not seen that show with Pink, whatever she said. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think she might be talking about P Valley and the Ghosts. It's like the power extension or whatever. I hadn't seen that either. We just been watching, when we get a chance, a lot of Netflix, a lot of Hulu, watching The Boys, watching some Lovecraft Country, watching Euphoria. I don't know if I mentioned that the last episode we did, but Euphoria was crazy. I know Zendaya won like a bunch of, I guess she won a couple of awards or something for that, but that's definitely not for the, I guess you and I are both getting to that age where we're going to have kids that will be going through some of that stuff. So hopefully they don't. Euphoria.
What is it about?
So Zendaya plays this drug addict. She's an addict. Her father's dead. There's just a lot of things going on with her where she's an addict pretty much. And it's a bunch of high school drama. You got a bunch of main characters who are, to me, they were kind of put in the positions they are by their parents. So one's like a jock who listened to his dad his whole life. He's a jock, but at the same time, his dad is kind of like cheating on his mom with a bunch of, I guess, gay men and transgendered, people. And he videotapes all this. And of course, his son at a very early age find these tapes and videos, and he starts to see, and he starts to kind of take in all that, thinking that's what he should be like because he sees his dad this way. So there's a bunch of that kind of going on with that. And there's like quite a few main characters that kind of have some kind of issue they're dealing with from their childhood, some type of trauma. It's either a trauma or something that's been like conditioned in their brain, but it's a very good series that, I think people should definitely check out. And if you're like a film junkie that likes cinematography and lighting and all that, it's really dope as well. So yeah, that Lovecraft Country, like I said, that's really dope. It's a lot of things we try to catch up on at night. So yeah, that's about it.
Oh, cool. Sounds cool. Yeah, we. I don't know. I tend to a lot of times watch the random shows that my wife likes to watch. I don't know. There's some series that I want to start that may start at some point, but we start watching random things and get into them. So. There's this one that, really is just really silly that we watch called Selling Sunset. And it's about this real estate agency or brokers, that not brokers, but real estate agents, that sell properties in the Hollywood Hills and Beverly Hills and the Valley, all in LA. So, all these homes are like multi-million-dollar homes. And so these two guys own the agency, and they have, like 6 or 7, 8, something like that, women who work for them. And so it's all, it's all about like, sort of like their day and times and how much they're selling these homes for, and like all their random, LA
Netflix?
clients. They all look like LA people. Yeah. But then they also have like a bunch of cattiness and infighting. So it's, I don't know, I guess that's what sort of makes it interesting, because, you see them, polished and doing all this stuff and selling these, $10 million homes to people. And then, then they go and have like a celebration for their week or like how good they all did that week or month or whatever, or somebody's birthday party. And then one person or two people always bring up something that, something that happened between them and somebody else, and it turns into a cat fight. Like every episode, I kid you not. Even at like, even at, I think 2 of these ladies, wedding shower, or bachelorette party or something like that, they had fights, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like, this is not the place and time to do that. So that, I don't know, it was interesting. It was like 3 seasons that Netflix put all at once. And we blasted through that over the course of a few days. And yeah, I'm trying to think what else. I don't know what else that would be new, but I know that Lovecraft Country's up there. I know there's a couple other things that I want to start at some point. So yeah, man, but whatever. It is what it is, man. It's just some silly stuff. It's not real. But then now that football is back and baseball is getting to the playoffs, I've been starting to watch that a lot more. And hey, speaking of football, your Saints, they're 1-1 now, right? Yeah, they're 1-1.
Yep.
So
yeah, I honestly hadn't really been care. I mean, I watched the games a little bit, their games, but for the most part, I'm honestly just like, I don't know. Like I say, man, it's just something about this season as opposed to like the past ones that are just, I don't know. It's just not exciting me as much as it did. So it's honestly whatever to me.
Yeah, I understand that. And yeah, my Giants are 0-3 as of today. So yeah, fun. And I think the Texans are too. So boom, there you go. There's still time to turn it around for the Texans. As far as the Giants, I think their season.
It's early.
I think their season is going to be is what it is, and they just have to look to, get some high draft picks next year. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, all right, cool. Here we go. Next up, here's a new one. We hadn't heard from this one in a long time. So here we go. 3, 2, 1.
What up, fellas? This is DJ from the Just in Time podcast, one of the 3 J&T baggers. It's been a while since I've called your voicemail. Just figured I'd break the streak and say what's up. Glad y'all staying safe through all this 2020 craziness that I fucking hate seeing. But, I was listening to your most recent episode titled What the Hell's Next 2020? And it got me thinking about a video.
Oh, sorry.
Just saw yesterday on social media, some dude getting pulled over. By the time the video starts, he's already they already telling him, get out the car. We peacefully, we need you to step out the car. He tells there's 2 cops too, and he's telling him, no, pretty much. And, just keep asking why and shit. Dude sounds and looks obviously drunk too, sitting in his car. And, what was it? After a bunch of times them asking him, they finally tase his ass. He still don't get out the car. So a bunch more times they ask him, they come up and spray his ass. Still not getting out the car. Now I know the question on your mind, and it'll be answered at the end unless you've already seen the videos and you already know the answer. But so they a bunch more times again. This is like almost a 5-minute video of them asking him to get out the car and shit. So they spray him again. Still won't get out the car. These cops are doing everything in their power to not shoot this motherfucker. They included not even touching their guns at all. So they each grab one of his hands and start pulling him out the car. And somewhere in the tussle, he ends up with a gun in his hands and unloads on both of them.
Wow.
And I'm pretty sure one of them died and shit. But it kind of pissed me off though, just because we've seen too many videos. The question on your mind, of course, is what color was he? And yeah, he was a white guy. And that's what I think will piss me off a little bit. Black dudes don't usually get that kind of that kind of leniency where you just get over and over chances of just like, no, get out the car. Get out the car or else. No, it's usually just, they just go straight to guns. It kind of fucked me up seeing that shit. Yeah. So, yeah, as far as this cop thing, I'm not saying all of them are bad or, you know what I mean, that these cops deserve it or nothing. I'm just saying there's got to be some kind of middle ground between going that far away from pulling out the gun on someone that's fucking fighting them back and has proven that pepper spray and mace or pepper spray and tasers and shit weren't working.
Oh, wait, all right, here we go. I think got cut off, so hold on a second here.
Fucking fighting them back and has proven that pepper spray and mace or pepper spray and tasers and shit weren't working. And someone who's not doing anything to threaten and trying to comply with what they're saying, just getting gunned down for no reason. Or just simply turning around.
And then he actually got cut off again, so here we go.
I forgot how rude fucking Google is when you're trying to leave a voicemail. Cut you off right in the middle of the thing. I pretty much said everything on that one, but I forgot. It's usually going to be a two-part thing. But, yeah, it just kind of, there's got to be more of a happy medium. Why are we pepper spraying more brothers and, shooting more whiteys? There's not even so much that. Just, I don't know. Seeing that video, just like, especially amidst all this shit, just kind of like, I don't know, if that ain't proof that there's a bit of an imbalance, right, then that's putting it lightly, I know. But if that's not proof of the imbalance and some of the injustice, I don't know what else they need to see. But I mean, this white man got every fucking chance in the world, including like, he somehow was able to get his fucking hands on one of their guns, because I was watching his hands, I had to watch it a few times, like, how the fuck did he all of a sudden have a gun? He must have took one of theirs. How the fuck that happened, I don't know, but yeah, not many brothers get that chance, and usually get gunned down like full on lethal. That's just, like that. I don't know. I think seeing that just is one of those like it's proof that there's plenty of alternatives to lethal force, and too often we don't get that. Mm-hmm. We don't get any of those alternatives. Mm-hmm. But on a brighter note, again, glad y'all staying safe with all this pandemic bullshit and, avoiding the hurricanes and whatnot. My fucking ass been wearing a mask in a hot kitchen last 6 months or so. Not complaining because I've still been able to work and shit, but yeah, this has been a while too since I called, and yeah, I think we need to get back in talks and get y'all in the rabbit hole for a little collab. It's been a few years now since we came and rubbed our feet all over your house. I think you need to come make a mess of our place. Yeah. I think that's about all I have to say on that one. Just a little bit of that. I don't give a fuck about all the politicians and shit as much as I don't trust any of them anymore. But yeah. From the J&T baggers, from the other two boys. Fucking much love to y'all. Keep doing what you're doing and whatnot. And yeah. Talk to y'all later.
Thanks for that.
Yes, for sure.
As Google translated his words into the J&G bankers.
Nice.
So the J&T bankers. That's funny.
That would be pretty funny if the J&T baggers were actually bankers.
There you go. Exactly.
In the alternate universe, they have a banking podcast.
Yeah, you never know, man. You never know. There actually may be one out there right now that's the J&G Bankers podcast.
Nice.
They should be on each other's podcast. That'd be funny. Anyway, but yeah, back to the subject that he talked about. Did you actually see that video?
I didn't. I did not see the video.
Yeah. I did see it. And he basically lined it all out, exactly what happened. I think that guy ended up shooting and killing one of the police, because there were two policemen. Mm-hmm. He ended up shooting and killing one of them. And I think he just injured the second one. And I mean, it was all within a matter of like a couple seconds when that happened. And it was crazy, but yeah, like you said, he had been asked a lot of times to get out of his car, a lot of times to comply, and he just never did. Mm-hmm. And so they they finally tried to forcefully take him out of his vehicle. And somehow, just like you said, somehow, he ended up with one of the officer's guns and shot them both, and
right.
It's crazy, man.
Wow. It's insane. Yeah. I don't know. This year's just been for that type of stuff, on both ends. Yeah. The cop, stuff directed towards the cops, and obviously the stuff that's been directed towards, people of color.
Yeah,
and of course, this past week we got the crazy news of the Breonna Taylor incident, murder. Everything that's happened with the cops. Only one was, one was indicted. I forgot.
But for shooting the wall, not for
that. But the other guys, let off scot-free. It's I don't know. It's this year, dude. Yeah, hell, almost every year for that type of stuff. But sad situation. And then there's like people online trying to justify everything going down with that, saying that, well, this is their words, saying that she kind of deserved it because she knew her boyfriend was this, and he shot first, and like all that. And I got so much to say towards that. That it's just, I don't know, man. It's just hard, man, to even put into words because there's so much emotion behind it. So they know what they did was wrong. It's plain and simple.
That's the unfortunate part. They definitely know that. Sad but true. It's hard to comprehend how this stuff just continues, and there's not a judge or jury that has, for some reason, I guess there have been, some judges or juries, that have used common sense in the situation, but it just seems that all too often there's a lot more that aren't using that common sense and, looking at, just whatever specific evidence that is presented to them that clearly state, who the right and wrongdoers or who overstepped their bounds in power. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they just don't care. So I don't even know. I don't even know, man. I don't even know what to say about that. But it's just frustrating, just like you say. It's frustrating to see that. So yeah. And yet another case, as DJ, mentioned. And so when stuff like that happens, I tried to figure out where are the people who, defending the officers in the situation, or who come out and say, or just come out and say, hey, where are these people who say, the person should have did what they were asked to do, or where are the people saying that, I don't know, the officers acted in the right, you know what I'm saying, by killing somebody without them being armed. And in this case, they waited, just like he said, they waited so long and were, trying to not do anything to the guy, then finally decided to pull him out the car, and that's when it happened, and it hurt them, unfortunately. So I'm not for the loss of human life, regardless of who it is. It's just sad when you get to that situation. Yeah, man, though, but, it just seems like there is definitely an imbalance in how people are policed and the outcome, of that policing.
Right.
So it's just sad is what it is. But there's some, anybody that wants to shed light on that, definitely call us and leave us a message. We definitely like to hear about it. But here we go. Next up, another voicemail. Here we go. 321.
Blackout Podcast. This is your cousin, Memphis Diva 99. Look, y'all. Have y'all seen that movie Antebellum? I saw it on Amazon Fire Stick. And I don't know if anybody's out there has seen it, they listen to your show, but I've always thought in my brain that there was still a plantation in the world. And people didn't know they were.
Oh, sorry, I let my phone close for 1 second. Here we go.
That's just the way my mind. I think somewhere deep down in the crevices is still a plantation. It's still people thinking they slaves and they free. It's just no airplanes fly over they city or whatever. But anyway, that's just me. I'm getting a little tired of looking at these slave pictures. It was a good movie, but I have some questions, y'all. So I'm gonna wait till y'all see it, because I just got some questions. And have y'all seen Love Country? Like, I really love this show. It's on HBO. It's a black cast. It's like a little history sprinkled, a little magic, some real unbelievable type of stuff. Yeah. I am getting really tired of people. Never mind. That's another topic for another situation. But that's about it with me. I'm looking at Stump the Yard before I go to bed. And I'll talk to y'all later.
All right. And then she had another voicemail like just barely after that. So I'm going to just play them both together. Here we go.
Y'all, this is me, Memphis Diva 99. So, darn, my mom's calling me. I'll call y'all back. Oh, no, she must have called me by mistake. Okay. So, Cardi B and her husband are getting a divorce. And everybody is making this, saying she ain't got no good swap and all that crap. It doesn't matter what type of money you get or what type of clout you get. If something don't work, it just don't work. Prime example. She got booty jobs and beautiful teeth and a new nose and all that good stuff. But if the man just don't want to act right, he ain't gonna act right. It don't matter how you look like, how much money you got, how many kids you have. It's work on both ends. So I don't know. But she'll be alright. She probably can get somebody. She probably already got somebody. Other than that, what else been going on in the world? Cheeto Boy, the mail system and the ballots and all this stuff, and COVID, and people not want to wear masks and stuff like that. So I shall talk to you guys later.
All right, there you go. So you can address what you want to address at that. I know she had two back-to-back. One was more mainly about a couple of shows, movies, whatever, and then the other one was, about Cardi B situation, which is just, it's just celebrity stuff, which is all whatever.
Yeah, I'll just say I wasn't surprised by the whole Cardi B Offset whatever situation. Not surprised. Yeah. Really don't care much about them particularly. I didn't see Antebellum, but I want to check it out. I heard, good and bad things about it, mostly bad, but still want to check it out regardless. I think that's about it. Let's see, what else did she say? She said something about Trump.
About Lovecraft Country.
Oh, Lovecraft Country. Yeah, it's a very good show. Definitely brings a lot of things into perspective. I'm glad they did that. They kind of twist on it, and I wish I would have read the book before diving into the show. I mean, I guess that could be the case with a lot of movies I watch, but yeah, it's a good show, man. I encourage everybody to check it out. There's also what's called the Safe Negro Podcast. It's like an offshoot of the For All Nerds podcast, which is what was their original name? Was it Black Nerd? Dang it, I forgot what the original
Bros
was. No. Yeah, Fan Bros Pod. It was originally something else.
Black Nerd Squad. I don't know.
Yeah, you close. Close like that. But yeah, they do a podcast where they kind of break down every episode, once a week. So definitely check those out if you're interested in the show and seen it. They'll pick it apart, and you get to dive in with them. So yeah. There you go.
Cool deal. All right, sweet. Well, thank y'all all for the voicemails, or you two for the voicemails, for all the voicemails, whatever it is. And if you people out there listening have comments on that, just hit us up, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. All right, Jay, what else we got going on here?
Hell, I don't know. I don't even remember what we discussed before the show. Let me see. What did I say? Xbox, PlayStation pre-orders. Did you pre-order? Nope. I know you didn't, because I didn't either.
No, I didn't either. Yeah.
There's quite a few people that did, and they were sitting there pressing F5 on their computer, trying to refresh and see when things would get online. I think they sold out very fast the first day for the PlayStation. But the Xbox pre-orders were, people seemed to get theirs. And there were absolutely no issues with that. So, they're making a lot of money. They are making a lot of money off these people's kids and grown-ups alike.
That's true. And then come to find out that Amazon had to send messages to anybody who pre-ordered on their platform for both the PS5 and the Xbox Series X and S that they probably won't be getting their new console on the day it launches. So, normally that's the thing. Normally, that's why you order on those types of sites, because, you pre-order it and day of launch, it arrives at your doorstep. But a lot of those people aren't going to be getting that. So, that's, it's going to be sad for them, but whatever, man. I know there's a lot of money for them to spend on a console. So
it's a whole lot of money.
I know that is what it is.
Yeah. So
anyway,
I guess I know you said one of your kids wants one.
Yeah. One of my kids does want one, but it's not happening anytime soon.
No time soon.
It's too expensive, and normally we buy it after it's been out for a little while, and they're either used versions of it. We're talking about you. My son just walked in the room. Perfect timing. Yeah, we're not getting the Xbox S or X anytime soon.
We have an S right now.
No, we have the Xbox One S, but I'm talking about the Series S.
It's the Series X.
They have an S version too. Okay. So I'm gonna just let you know that. All right. No, come on, man. Okay, 12-year-old, hop on out of here.
Hey, bro.
Unless you're hanging out.
I like it. Okay, I'll hang out.
No, you're not gonna hang out. Okay. All right, I'll see you later.
Stop. I like it. Cut, G.
Stop. Okay, get out of here.
Oh. Wow, 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
Have you guys started having the little talks with him yet?
We've already had one talk with him
about the hormones and the tadpoles and all that stuff.
Yeah, we talked. Yeah, we talked about that. That was I think that was at age 10 actually.
Yeah,
or 9.
We did it as well. We've did it as well. It's pretty funny when they think about tadpoles shooting out of them. And I was like, hey, you're going to get to an age where you're going to start, playing with your stuff, and it may start feeling good. You might think you're going to break it, because you might think you might pee on yourself, but it's actually just your little tadpoles coming out,
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, we don't beat around the bush with them, so.
I have a question for you. So did your dad give you that talk ever?
Nope.
Any kind of version of that talk?
No, by 17, we talked about everything. It was part of this it was like a church something or another, where it had to be like a father-son day out or something, and the topic came up to where the fathers had to give sons that talk or talk to them about that, and by that time everything was already too late. I'd already experienced pretty much everything I needed to at that time to know what was going on. So Yeah, it was a little too late, but he talked to me about it. Talked to me about some things that happened when it was, I think, around his age. I guess way back in the day in the 60s, early 60s. Yeah, early 60s, that era, 50s, 60s, where if a girl may have gotten pregnant in high school, it was kind of, the man was kind of obligated to marry her. They had to be together, so it wasn't no one parent type household deal. I mean, even though I'm sure it did happen, but, at that time and in their resident where they grew up, that was like the thing they had to do,
Yeah.
So what about you? Did your mom or dad give you that talk?
No, neither of them did. I think my dad sort of roundabout said some stuff, but he didn't really truly sit down and break it down to me. I did learn some stuff. We had like a day in school where, they did that.
A little sex ed type thing.
In fifth grade, yeah, they did that. It was like during the last week of school. Maybe on the last day of school, I think in fifth grade, I can't remember. But then also took, the sex ed class in middle school, like in seventh grade. So that gave me some information. But, anything from my dad, I did not get, I didn't get the talk, but I was able to give that to my son a couple years ago. And I think it's important, to be able to give. And maybe my dad didn't feel comfortable doing it. I don't know why he never did.
Yeah.
And maybe he did, and it wasn't the official talk. Maybe he thought, he did to a point. So I don't know.
And I'm sure I probably wouldn't have got it either if I didn't go to that little retreat. So yeah, I probably wouldn't have got it either. But
yeah. But anyway, so sorry, that was an offshoot from what we were actually talking about. But
it's vital information for everybody out there, for those parents.
Yes,
very few parents out there.
Yes, indeed. And I guess the other thing is you always know when it's a. You'll start to realize when it's a good time for you to give that talk to your children, depending on, what experiences they're having in school or with friends,
right?
Or just the conversations that they're starting to have, that you have to think, is it time to start discussing this or not? So just, make sure you're getting some good information. Anyway, all right, yeah. So we talked about the Xbox pre-orders. What else? You want to talk about the families purchasing land to make a safe town?
Yeah, I'm not sure where I want to go with this. I just thought it was an interesting article. Just came across my way as I was going through theroot.com. Everybody should check out The Root. There's some very good information on there. There's a lot of some questionable stuff as far as like some of the writing pieces. But yeah, this particular piece is, it's about some families coming together, amidst everything that's been happening with like Ahmaud Arbery and Breonna Taylor and George Floyd. They've come together to kind of purchase some land, 96 acres to be exact, in central Georgia, where they want to try to build some generational wealth and create some type of legacy. Mm-hmm. I thought this was pretty interesting, and I guess I applaud them for that. Would this, if this type of opportunity came your way, would you be down to do something like this? Like just kind of start from scratch, just purchase some land. There's like nothing, and this is going to be like your new. I think they're trying to change it into like an actual town, maybe. I need to dive deeper into the article, but they're going to try to change it into like an actual town, maybe for them. So, and they're naming the community Freedom. So I guess it's just going to be a community that's part of, that's within central Georgia somewhere. So
yeah, it's pretty interesting, man. I think that would be a very cool thing to be a part of. Mm-hmm. Just because it's almost, an unprecedented thing now. Now, the other thing about it is, that is a lot of work. to be able to, go from bare land to making a city, you know what I'm saying, or a town, and having all the infrastructure that a town has. Mm-hmm. That would be extremely difficult. I don't know how long that would take, especially in this case, it's about 100 acres. It says 9,700 acres, something like that.
96 square
and
acres.
Also it's in, and it's also in the heart of Georgia, which they say is about 120 miles southeast of Atlanta. So, that's Georgia, is one of those southern states that hasn't always been, too kind to people of color. So I'm sure they're going to face some kind of, some kind of backlash from people who don't want that to happen, mm-hmm. Which is unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a very cool thing. It's a very cool initiative, that they took on, and it's a very cool project. And obviously, it seems like more than just a project for them. It's sort of like they're, sort of one of the. It seems like a life goal for a couple of them, who are involved in it. So, it's a pretty amazing thing, and hopefully it comes together for them exactly how they want it to.
Right.
And now's the thing where they will be, looking for. Well, I'm sure they've already gotten, people to donate, or people to contribute, or people to, come and be a part of it as far as businesses and other kinds of commerce. So that'll be an interesting thing to see how that sort of develops. I think it's cool. What do you think, man? You think it's a cool thing if you had that opportunity to be a part of something like that?
Oh yeah.
Would you try to take that chance to do it?
I would. I definitely would. I was talking to my wife today about I'm. For maybe, I don't know, past couple months, I've just been looking online, researching, trying to see if I could buy some land that's just in the middle of nowhere. Maybe some type of ranch land, or just somewhere that's far away from the city, because I'm actually tired of city life at a certain extent. I mean, obviously everything is right here at the tip of your fingertips. You could go get this, go get that. Not have any problems, but there's just something about living in the city, actual city, that's just, I don't know, I'm just over it. When I was a little kid, I wanted to live in a big city. Obviously, go and visit you all the time in Houston. I was always wowed by all the amount of people in the big buildings, big tall buildings and stuff like that. Yeah. And getting back to, graduating college and coming out here to Fort Worth, I was like, wow, yeah, this is it. And now I'm just this ain't it. This ain't it for me. I gotta get back to, small, not really small town living, but just some land. I just need some land just to.
Some land. Yeah.
I don't want to say I don't like people, but it's just to a certain point where I just want to have some type of peace,
Yeah, I can understand that. And I mean, the good thing is about where you live, you live on the Fort Worth side of Dallas-Fort Worth area. So, Dallas, you would not do well in Dallas, I think, just because of how crazy, congested and how many people are there, et cetera, et cetera. I think, the Fort Worth side is probably better for you. And the other good thing is, not too far from where you are, there's actually land, that's not super far away from where you live, or you have the opportunity at least to buy, a house or buy some property that's, a couple acres for, a pretty reasonable price compared to some other places.
Yeah, so, true.
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm looking for 10 plus acres. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. I don't want to.
You gotta go a little bit farther than that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I gotta go. I've been looking at places like freaking the Dakotas, North and South Dakota, and I mean, wilderness type places. That's what I've been looking at. Man, I mean, obviously, I know my wife
Utah,
and kids.
Man. They got plenty of space up
there. I'm pretty sure there is, but I just want to get completely away from all of this. I want to be kind of secluded. I'm thinking I'm going to get my John Rambo on, or my Schwarzenegger on, and just chilling in the woods, lifting big logs, carrying them across, the land to chop up and heat up my house. But yeah, I got a long ways to go. Once my kids get out of school, get out the house, it's a possibility. I've actually even considered moving back to Louisiana. You know, there's still lots of property over there, but at the same time, Louisiana school systems really ain't the greatest. So that's my only beef with that. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm still fairly young.
Yeah, I can understand that, man. Yeah, and I know what you mean about moving back to Louisiana. I can understand that too. But yeah, there's pros and cons to both, right? You know, pros and cons to everything. So
of course,
so I totally understand that. You know, why you would and why you wouldn't want to do that. But yeah, you might have, you know, like you said, you might have a better situation for your kids in school right now where you are. So
yeah, at this point now, I'm not even 100% sure. At this point
you might
now,
be right about that.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think it would be great, you know, out here where I live to have some land out. But there's only certain parts of the state where, you know, it's greener than the rest of the state. And, you know, I definitely would like a little more green around. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. But like where we are right now, you know, it's good. We actually have some space around our house compared to our last house, which, you know, you could almost high five the neighbor, you know, if you guys both reached out to the window to each other.
Right.
So you know, it's good where we are right now. You know, because it feels a little more. It's not, you know, it's still a neighborhood around us and whatnot. But you know, we're not in the city at all. And I know my wife made a comment to somebody the other day. It took her long enough to get me to move out here because I'm a city type of person. I normally like to live, you know, in the city or near a city or, you know, whatever. And we're far enough, you know, we're far enough from downtown or close enough to downtown or, you know, the city, whatever you want to call it, civilization, that, you know, I'm fine where we are right now. But I can definitely understand, you know, the need to move out to, you know, to some place with more land around you, you know, just to have space, just to have elbow room. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and just in addition to that, just to have some land so I could pass down to my kids, you know. Yeah. It's always something that, you know, my parents and grandparents always talked about buying land, buy land, you know, buy some property. You know, so that's something I've always wanted to do is just buy some property. And actually, when I was maybe 17, 18, you know, my parents I forgot who it was, but I actually had like a plot of land just out in the middle of nowhere that I bought from somebody just off of a whim, off randomly, and I ended up selling it. So, but yeah, nice. I just want something to pass down to my kids.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing that you need to do. You know, just try to create something that, you know, that the kids will be able to enjoy, and, you know, their families, etc. Yeah, I know that feeling, and I know that, you know, our family, you know, has property out there in Louisiana that's, you know, sort of split between the whole family.
Yeah,
and I know my dad's side of the family has property in Mississippi that's also split, you know, between his siblings and their families as well. And, you know, and the thing is, I know that everybody, you know, at this point has been, you know, extremely calm and cordial about it. And it's also some space probably that nobody really wants to live on, you know, to a point. So that's probably why. And I hope there's never any rifts between anybody about that. But
you know, you hope there isn't, but sad to say it's possible it is, because, you know, we're kind of sort of experiencing that with some things with my mom's side of the family, you know, because we have like a lot of property where she's at, and it's always it's always going to be something to where who's, you know, like taking care of the property, who's doing this, who's doing that, who's paying the taxes, you know, who's putting the most work in as far as like cutting grass, taking care of the property is always going to be something like that, especially when you're dealing with a whole bunch of people within a family. So, it's sad to say it's hopefully it doesn't happen, but, with as big a family as we have, I'm sure someone's going to have something to say.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's just one of those things. I mean, when it all boils down to it, is it really worth fighting over it? Because this is your relative. This is your family. This is your blood. So to me, it's always been, there's no reason to fight over it because you're a family. I'm family. There always has to be a way to come to some kind of resolution without having to go to an argument or fight, or, without having to go to an argument that has no resolution. You know what I'm saying? Without getting to the point where you're not going to talk to each other about it anymore, because really, it's just dirt. You know what I'm saying? It's just property, or it's just, whatever it is. Like, it's not in the grand scheme of things, like, that has no meaning and no value. Your family, your the people that, the people that you live with, grow up with, your blood relatives, that has more value than anything, any inanimate object, if you will. Mm-hmm. That's my feeling, and I think that's the way it should be. I know not all family or people think about things like that, but I feel like that's the way that it should be. Yeah, it should be thought about, but whatever. What do I know? Anyway, all right, let's see here. What else we got, man?
I don't know. What else we got? I have no clue, man. Like I said, I don't know. There's so much stuff going on. I don't even know where to start.
Yeah.
We could call it an episode right there. I don't even know how long we've been on. Probably like over an hour. Yeah, over an hour. My kids go to bed in another hour, so I may as well get them set up to eat. All that other mess.
My kids got to go to bed in about 2.5, 3 hours, something like that. So, that makes sense. So, all right, well, go for it.
All right, people. Hashtag Blackout Pod, Instagram, Twitter, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Anchor, Spreaker, YouTube, SoundCloud if you're lucky. Email us topics, hashtag blackoutpod@gmail.com. Gotta say thanks again for voicemails from DJ and Memphis Diva. Make sure you follow them, the J&T Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. Mm-hmm. Follow Memphis Diva on Instagram and Twitter. And do what they did. Hit us up with a voicemail, 3853-BLAKPC or 35325-2572. And make sure you're following the Hooks Rubs on your socials. And there you go.
Yes, indeed. Hooks Rub is back to some kind of working stock right now, and I'm trying to determine if I want to go ahead and open online or if I'm going to be able to get to a couple of the farmers market dates before the end of the season. So I am trying to consider what the best option for me right now. And then there's a couple other opportunities that have presented themselves around it, and I'm trying to see if those opportunities are going to be fruitful. If I should try to start selling through those platforms, or if I should just sort of continue what I'm doing and go online and go to the markets and try to finish out the season like that. So it's whatever. Yeah, I say soon, very soon I'm gonna be getting the Hooks Rub back and going. And I've had too long of a hiatus there, but so I'll ask people and you can comment if you want, Jay, but Mr. and Mrs. Mustard have 6 daughters. Each of them have a brother. How many people are in the Mustard family?
Yep.
I know you posted that earlier.
Yep. And there's actually 2 answers to that. You got it right. So I deleted your comment. You got it right. But, and I may as well tell the people, I'll give them 5 seconds to think about it. Answer to yourself. But the answer is 9. But if you really think about it, Mr. Mustard could have a brother as well. That would make it 10 because that would be in the mustard family. So yeah, there you go. It could be 10. Could be a total of 10. Could be a total of 9 for the initial family. But hey, it's whatever. It's a silly Facebook question.
It is a silly Facebook question.
And the majority of the people got it wrong.
Yeah. That's how it is because I think you just read it a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So totally. Yeah. I'm glad I got it right. I didn't know that I was getting it right, but yeah, glad I got it right. So good deal.
I got it right too. So you get to repost it. Yay.
Hooray. Anyway, all right. Well, yeah, man, on that note, thank y'all for listening, and I'm blacking out.
And before I go, I'd like to send a quick shout out to my wife. We are about to celebrate 13 years of marriage coming up Wednesday.
Congratulations.
Wednesday, the 30th, September 30th, Wednesday, 13 years of marriage. No issues, no problems. It's all been fruitful, all been great. Got 2 silly boys. And I couldn't ask for anything more. So yeah, there you go. Happy anniversary, Mrs. J.
I was gonna say, I forgot, and happy anniversary to you and Mrs. J. It's amazing. I remember, when she came in and moved up to Funky Town with us. And always enjoyed her. Being around her and just loved seeing y'all grow as a couple,
man,
and as parents and whatnot, and so congratulations on that. Also, I forgot to say this earlier, but congratulate your parents, because they just celebrated 50, which is amazing. And my parents, if my dad was still here, they would have together celebrated 43, but my parents' 43rd anniversary was just a few days ago as well. So. Amazing, man.
All these September marriages. Wow.
Yeah.
Lots of them.
So.
All right. Well.
So that's a good thing.
Send us a voicemail with your September marriage, your September engagement, or anniversary wishes, or hell, I don't know. Just send us a voicemail. Yeah. Anyway, blacking out.